Hi everybody, foXnoMad here, and today I want to help you travel smarter by showing you one of the most famous dishes of Baghdad, a fish dish, and also give you a little bit of a tour around the city and get a couple of other snacks along the way. Baghdad is a city you've heard of and that probably conjures up something visceral like war, violence, or political protest. But history goes back a long way here, well before those recent memories of conflict, dictatorships, and occupation. Baghdad was the capital of the Abbasid Caliphate, the heart of the Islamic Golden Age during the 8th to 14th centuries. The heart of science, art, and philosophy in the world during a time when Europe was in the Dark Ages. There was a focus on various arts, chemistry, biology, physics, and astronomy all took leaps during this period. Just look up at the night sky, most of the stars have Arabic names. Today, that tradition of debate, cultural exchange, and discussion endure. In a central square outside the Kishla clock, a tower built by the Ottomans in 1868, people gather every Friday to discuss, debate, and exchange ideas, and that's where I am today. Alright, so I'm right now outside of the clock of Kishla, which is that old Ottoman clock tower, and inside here in this square, every Friday there's a cultural gathering. It's just where people come to share ideas, to debate. There are poets that are having like rap battles. There are these cartoons which are anti-drug cartoons. There's singing, there's music, people gathering and talking, reading books, just sharing ideas, and it's really just a fascinating place. It's only on Fridays though, and it's just another unexpected event that you can find in the city. So right now what's going on around me is a cultural event that happens every Friday. Friday is the start of the weekend here, so people are off, and this is where this place really fills up with people who both are coming to watch me, but also to discuss ideas, to sing. There are also poet battles, so it's basically like modern rap battles, and a bunch of selfies as I talk to myself. Thank you. So the guys had been to Turkey. We were just speaking a little bit of Turkish, which was really nice. They've been to Istanbul and showing me pictures on their phone, and yeah, just a really friendly place. So here there are a lot of different cultural ideas being exchanged, places to read books, places to listen to music and see various different types of art. Like I said again, this is a Friday only event because this is the start of the weekend. During the week there's not going to be this event held here, and it's not going to be crowded like this. But on Friday, this is the time where you come here and you get to witness just all of these people, and it's a really, really amazing place to be, an amazing part of the city to witness. Alright, so this is pretty random, but this is basically a center for ideas and culture in this part of Baghdad, and there are two poets going back and forth in a poet battle. So it's basically like a poetic, it's basically a rap battle. It's a Baghdadi rap battle, and you can see these guys going back and forth and just spitting some rhymes back at each other. It's kind of cool. And this guy especially in the back, he seems to be pretty popular and have a good following. So I guess he's saying some pretty good stuff. So then right behind me there's also this stand where they have books, so if you read for 50 minutes you get to keep the book. So this is just kind of the place this is, just spreading different ideas and having different kind of discussions and such back and forth. Habibi, Habibi, What you're witnessing here is a singing competition. Think of it as The Voice, Baghdad style. Now if you're going to show off your voice, best to do it where the acoustics are ideal, and this spot is prime real estate. Just a lot of various ideas and just a real sort of mix of discussions and things going on here. It's a pretty interesting place. And just outside the cultural center also there's a museum here that has a A lot of antiques that you can see, and a lot of the cameras and radios and things are still functional, and everybody seems to want to get a selfie with one of them. You've got some crafts and stuff.
شكرا لك انت لانه تجيبهم هذا وبلغهم انه بغدادكم ان شاء الله اهلا وسهلا بكم.
My Baghdad is your Baghdad, and you're always welcome to come here.
So that was really nice. I actually thought that one of the people who works in the museum was stopping me for recording, but it's actually not the case. He was welcoming me and thanking the guide for actually bringing me here. So again, just such a really warm and friendly environment, and people have been just so absolutely nice. I can't get over it. It's just a really nice place to visit. I'm really glad I ended up here on a Friday. Only a few meters away is the Tigris River. Along with the Euphrates, the Tigris is the lifeblood of Mesopotamia, an ancient region of civilization the Sumerians, Babylonians, and Akkadians, to name a few, have called home. There are boats and tours that will take you across the Tigris, but their movement is restricted between these two bridges only a few hundred meters apart, a remnant of the security restrictions left over from the American occupation beginning in 2003. Like many of the rules and restrictions from those days, things are changing, but in some places, like here along the Tigris River, slower than others. This is Book Street, or more properly Al-Mutanabi Street. Named after an Iraqi poet, books have been sold here for centuries. In 2007, a car bomb killed 26 people here. Since then, a sign of defiance and resilience of the Iraqi people, Book Street has returned to being a vibrant market in Baghdad's center. Alright, so just walking through the Book Street, named so because there are just so many books here, and all kinds of books for sale, both in English and also in Arabic. You can find a lot of older books, but also a lot of modern books, which is actually kind of surprising, and a lot of people just wanting to say hello as I film. This is pickle with...
Yes, dates are it's not sweet though.
Okay, pickle with dates?
Dates syrup.
So wanted to try some of these pickles with date syrup, and it's not sweet actually, still has the pickle taste, but just a little bit more full and a little bit more flavor than your typical pickle. So it was actually a nice combination, just something just to try off the street. So this is Haji Isbala, which is a juice shop, which has a kind of interesting story to it.
Like his mother, every time she gets pregnant, she would lose her child. What the people in the area told her, they said to her, name your next child Trash. How come? Why? Basically to stop the envy, because basically envy in here in our culture, it's something vicious, it's something evil. It's not like just a feeling. And he was named he changed his name to Muhammad something. And yeah, this is like the fourth generation of the guy still sitting there. Original story, not 100, like I'm not sure, of course, but it's a truly an interesting story.
So we just stopped by a very famous local juice shop. They have two types of juice. They have pomegranate and raisin, and you can see them churning up the juice, and then the guy takes it over to the stall, which you can get off the street as well. And there is a long line of people here. So clearly it's very popular. Sweets are very popular here, and juices are a really big deal in Baghdad, so there are a lot of good juice places. Alright, so this is actually one of the few places where you'll see a picture of this guy drinking milk, an older picture, and one of the only ones that you'll find. So that was interesting, but I've got my juice. This is a pomegranate juice. I'm gonna try this. It's just thick pomegranate that's been mashed up here and to make this juice, and you can feel the little bits of that when you drink it. It's almost like it has ice in it, but it doesn't. And really tasty. So a couple of other things that you'll find, just stumbled upon an antique market, and they have antiques like this phonograph for sale and a bunch of other things, a bunch of other small little knickknacks and old like record players. They've also got some statues and decorations. It's pretty much anything you can think of that's old, and you can probably find it here. So let me show you around a little bit.
clock up here, and that's just really nice. If I had space in my suitcase, I'd probably pick one of those up. So they even have some Ottoman notes for sale and some old Iraqi bills from the Saddam Hussein time. So you can buy those. That one note, that one Ottoman note that was from the early 1900s, about a century old, is $125. So if you want to buy some old money with your current money, it would cost you about $125 for that note.
This is MASGOUF, the national dish of Iraq. Once plucked right out of the Tigris, since 2003's war, carp has been farmed in pools around Baghdad. Weighing in around 3 kilos or 6 pounds, MASGOUF has been eaten here for thousands of years. It's tied to the fabric of this country and so irresistible to some that MASGOUF deliveries are thought to have been what led the US Army to Saddam Hussein's hiding place in Tigris.
So I'm outside of Beram, which is a famous fish restaurant, especially known for its carp that's right along the Tigris River. Now the meals here do take some time, up to an hour, because the fish is caught fresh and then it is cooked out on this massive barbecue with basically a blowtorch that's powering everything, and the fish is cooked over 30 to 40 minutes to get it just right. And these carp are about 2.5 kilograms, so they're pretty large fish, and it makes for a very large meal. So here they have seating indoors and they have outdoor seating as well, so you can sit by the water or you can sit inside. And if you're gonna come here, you really want to make your reservation ahead of time so that they can prepare your fish and be ready for you, otherwise you're gonna wait longer. So you can see here every fish basically has a receipt on it so that they know who has which fish, and you know which fish is going to be cooked in which order for you.
Hello, Turkish!
And so you can see how they cook it basically from the inside out and make just a wonderful meal. I'm so excited to eat this fish. So basically what they use this little pool for is to keep the fish that they've caught, and then they use that little cage to kind of push them forward so they can trap them in a small area and then take them out when it's time to get them cooked up. And then when they take the fish out, they put this fresh bread on top of it to keep the heat of the fish inside, but also to heat the bread up from underneath and give it some extra flavor from the fish itself. Alright, so we just got the appetizer, which is underneath this massive piece of bread. Pickled pasta?
Yes, so yeah.
Pickled pasta. This one.
Is apples with a certain sauce, sweet one.
Apples with sauce, sweet sauce.
This is garlic, yogurt, and cucumbers. This one is a sweet stuff, it's made with mayonnaise and some other stuff, like some other sauces, and cabbage with carrots.
I think I'll start with this one, which is yogurt, garlic, and leeks or spinach with cucumber. Garlic, yogurt, and cucumber slices. It's really good. So this restaurant has an outdoor and indoor seating. It holds about probably like 200 people you could have here, sitting right by the water, which is really nice. I have to say the Baghdadi food so far has had more flavor and variety than I was expecting before I got here. Well, the last time I was in Iraq was in the north, and at that time the food was just sandwiches. It was just basically like shawarma sandwiches in the north. So I really wasn't expecting much from Baghdad, but so far I have been very surprised in a good way. So the food has been really good so far. Pasta looks like tomato sauce, carrots, and olive. So it's like a pasta salad with pickles that's a little bit spicy, just like a tiny bit spicy. I don't know if those olives are coming from the same market that we were eating in before, but kind of looks like coleslaw. Looks like cabbage and carrots. It's basically coleslaw. It's really good. It's been a good appetizer plate, but I'm really just waiting for the fish. I'm trying to dig into this fish a little bit, just to grab a little piece of the fish there. That sauce is really good.
I don't know what's in it. It's almost like a tomato sauce that's kind of sweet. Almost like a very sweet barbecue sauce, but it is really good. Oh yeah. It really has the barbecue flavor is really coming out of the fish. I mean, you can taste both that like char taste on top of the fish and then the sauce. And it's this big meaty chunks of fish. It's soft on the inside and just charred right on the top, and you really get the flavor of the charring. And it is not a very fishy fish taste. It tastes almost like a chicken of the sea. Oh, but it's good. It's really, really good. Oh yeah, we got pickles from the market too. Carp is not usually the tastiest fish. The fish is really tender. Basically, you pick off the top of the fish. They don't really give you utensils here. Then you kind of grab it with the bread. Once it's in the bread here like this, and you just grab the pieces either as a little sandwich or you can eat it with your hands. And it is a really meaty fish. Fish itself doesn't have a ton of flavor. It's very sort of bland, but where it really does get the flavor is from the fact that it's barbecued and also from the barbecue sauce on top. It is really good. Not the easiest to eat, but it is really fantastic. So the trick to this is basically you're gonna remove these bones on the top. So these larger, thicker bones, remove those, put those off to the side there, and then you have all this meat underneath. So you can see all that meat underneath the bones. You're just gonna pull it up toward the center so you don't take the bones with you. And they have this, all of the meat is gonna be under there. And what makes this pretty easy to eat is the fact that the bones are not very small. They're very large bones. They're easy to remove and they're easy to see. That's nice, right here, like the big juicy part and no bones really. So this is definitely a family restaurant, like a bigger meal.
Not your usual meal.
Not your usual
Friday,
meal.
have a lot of people coming here.
Ah, yeah. This is a meal for 2 very hungry people, 4 normal people, and 1 crazy person. Like if you just eat this on your own. So this entire meal costs about $20. For this meal to be $20, honestly, it's under. Yeah, it's a huge fish. I mean, it's a lot of food. And those guys up there, up by the grill, that is not easy in this heat to have a blowtorch cooking the fish. I mean, I was filming there for just like a few minutes, and it was almost unbearable heat for me. And those guys are there all day. That's not easy work. And easily just one of the best meals I've had in this city and one of the best fish I've ever had. So thank you very much for joining me on this meal of MASGOUF in Baghdad, which is a very famous dish here. If you have any questions about this, or if you've been here, or if you think you could eat one of these by yourself, let me know down in the comments below. And while you're down there, hit the like and subscribe buttons. I'll have new videos for you every week, and I'll see you in the next video.